Hello and welcome back, friends, to another exciting day in Empires and Puzzles, and with it comes a brand new portal again. We have the Shadow Summoned arriving. This time around, we are going to be featuring a brand new 5-star, but just as an FYI, it does look like they are adding new 3 and 4 stars as well. So it looks as though they want to maybe expand Insanity into the 3 and 4-star ranks to make it part of that dynamic as well. I don't know why else we'd see such a large release of 3 and 4 stars for Insanity specifically, but regardless, you can take a look at those guys on your free time. What we're here for today is to review our new 5-star. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have Ellery here. Interesting looking lady or fellow. I haven't quite figured. I'm guessing it's a lady. Okay, moving on from there. They are going to be of the sorcerer class. I'm getting Elver vibes out of this person with the scrolls and the sort of the. Anyway, maybe they're related. Who knows? First things first, we have a sorcerer class, so that is going to give us the mana delay, which is pretty cool. We also have a family bonus for the Institute family specifically, which is going to be a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes with plus 5, 9, 13% mana generation and plus 20, 30, 40% health. So a nice boost in health available from this, and also mana generation is always nice to have. So I guess if you collect multiple of these guys and put them on the same team, you do get these bonuses, although I do feel like stacking Insanity has its own risks, but we'll go from there. All right, down here in the passes department, we get the Eldritch Pack. It says, if defeated, this character has a chance to be reborn as an Eldritch Host. The chance is 5% per 10 Insanity on this character up to a maximum of 50%. The Eldritch Host has 100% inherited health, 1000 attack, 1000 defense. The following special skill: Eldritch Bright deals 350% damage to the target and inflicts 30 Insanity on them. Inflicts 30 Insanity on the caster as well. If caster defeats themselves while activating Insanity, the chance to be reborn is always 50%. Okay, so I don't know if they added that last part there, where if they kill themselves with Insanity, the percent chance is always 50%. I don't know, but interesting little caveat at the end there. I don't know if I am impressed by that kind of passive or not. I guess it's interesting, right? You can't really complain about getting a little more strength out of your character. All right, down here, Aether Power Ailment Immunity. Okay, that's fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite Aether Powers. It's just very strong to have immunity against status ailments for the first 6 turns of the fight. All right, so what do we have for our special? Down here we have Mutated Specimen. Operating at average speed, we're going to get growth. The caster and nearby allies get 400 attack. Ooh, that's nice. That's a lot of attack. Summons an Aberration Mega Minion with 40% HP and 170% attack inherited from the caster. Each hit from an Aberration Mega Minion gives the target the following status ailments. Hey, where'd my picture go? Get that back. Okay. The target receives 690 toxin damage over 3 turns. Damage is increased against targets with boosted health, minions or mega minions. So that's a nice little dot that definitely affects people that are trying to hide behind boosted health and minions. Inflicts 10 Insanity on the target, and then this whole special at the bottom then inflicts 50 Insanity on the caster. So what do we get out of all of this? Let's talk about this character, the pros, the cons, what are we getting, what are we risking, all that fun stuff. So first things first, I think it will be important to identify that this character neither does damage or healing. So that immediately makes it a less favorable choice, in my opinion. Characters that don't do any kind of damage or healing are just not my favorite, because really that's kind of the whole point of this game, right? You want to eliminate your opponent's characters while keeping yours alive. That's it, right? So yes, there are utility effects that can aid to that goal, but the quickest way to eliminate an opposing character is to do damage to eliminate them. Period, right? I think we can all agree on that. And the quickest way to ensure that your characters are not dying is to be able to heal them back up once they've taken damage. So like those 2 effects are obvious and good effects. And when you start getting into some of these more interesting specials, then you have to start weighing value and whether it makes sense. Now, a lot of you will argue that summoning a Mega Minion is a form of damage, and that this will be doing slash attacks with 170% attack and leaving dots behind. And to that, I would say you have a certain point. But I'll counter it with the fact that we're living in an age of anti-Mega Minions. There are tons of things that pick on them nowadays, and I just don't think a 40% health Mega Minion is going to be that impactful in the long run of things. Will it help? Sure. Is it going to be enough? That's my question. So I do think it's interesting, but I think perhaps the strongest, most impactful part of their special is the growth effect that this character is going to be putting out. 400 growth to themselves and nearby is actually a lot of plus attack, and I do love that. The problem with this is that you are immediately inflicting 50 Insanity on the caster upon casting this special. So you're already risking the idea that the second cast of this is going to go insane and then give that 400 boosted attack to 3 of your opponents instead, possibly. I mean, it could be 2 or 1, depending on how many are alive and who's hit, etc. But the point is, you could be boosting the opposing team fairly quickly in the same impactful way. That's kind of a scary thought process to me. So I would like to see more coming out of this guy other than just the Mega Minion. I mean, and in truth, if they go insane, you're giving that Mega Minion to the opposing side, and then you got to deal with it. I don't know. We have to rate this character, right? We gotta grade him in some way. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say this fellow or lady or whatever they are, I guess they're 7. Like, I mean, I want to say most new heroes are in the 8 category, but this one just is not doing it, in my personal opinion, for value versus risk. So yeah, I'm gonna leave them at a 7. And I mean, if you pull them, go ahead and level them, but just understand that this is a tricky character because with a Mega Minion, you can't half commit to leveling them. You're going to have to double limit break. Okay, you're going to have to go all the way because the Mega Minion's real health potential won't unlock fully, most likely, until you double limit break. So, like, I don't know. It's a 7 out of 10 is fine. Interesting character, but just not necessarily the best offering we've seen out of this portal. All right, that's enough for today, everyone. Thanks for joining in. If you like what I do, at the bottom right, there's a little button. You can click that there to find me easier in the future, and we'll see you next time.